if I look like crap in all my videos now, it's because I've been filming after I get off work and I'm a waitress, so I always look disheveled when I get off work. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do for YouTube. Hey there. Hey there, bookish friends. My name's Gabby. Thanks for stopping by my channel, Lefty Reads. Since we've reached the middle of the year, there's been a tag going around the book community like a lot, and it is the mid-year book freakout tag, and I think that's probably not the correct order of words, but I'm gonna roll with it. I did this tag last year, and I thought it'd be fun to do it again, so I'm not really gonna say much more, and I'm just gonna get into it. Number 1 is the best book that you've read so far in 2017. Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is the first book that I read this year. Oh no, my baby's damaged. No. This is the first book that I read this year, and it is still number 1 in my heart. If you don't know what this is about, it's an origin story for the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, and it's absolutely phenomenal. It is how she became the Queen of Hearts, because that's what an origin story is. And, you know, it ripped out not only my heart, but my soul and my essence and everything that made me a happy human. Just kidding, but this is really, really heartbreaking, and I loved every second of it. It's got such beautiful characterization and such a magical world and quirkiness all about, and it's beautiful. It's just freaking fantastic, okay? Question number 2 is the best sequel that you've read so far in 2017, and I'm gonna cheat and pick a reread because I'm not good about reading sequels, and the sequels that I have read so far this year have not been superb. So that's why I chose Frostbite by Rochelle Mead. This is the second book in the Vampire Academy series, which is my favorite series of all time. I've talked about this multiple times on the channel. Love it. The reread was fantastic and phenomenal and fabulosa, so that's why this wins best sequel so far. Question numero 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. I have a few on this list because how can you choose just one? The first book I chose is Always and Forever Laura Jean by Jenny Han. I've also talked about this before, how I really want to reread the first 2 books and then read this. Like, I'm dying to get to this one, but I need to make time to reread the first 2 and just binge some Laura Jean, you know what I mean? The other 2 books that I picked for this I don't currently have, and that is When Dimple Met Rashid by Sonia Menon and Alex Approximately, which I think is by Jen Bennett. I probably should have looked that up before filming. These are both contemporary novels that I've heard a ton about and that just sound like they're really, really, really right up my alley and that I'm gonna fall in love with, basically. Question number 4 is my most anticipated release of the second half of 2017, and barring one of the books that is being released this month that I'm super duper 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 pumped for, I'm gonna say There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. I am so unbelievably excited to see how Stephanie Perkins combines her like fun romantic style with a horror premise, because she has said that it's still gonna have some of the light fun aspects of her Anna and the French Kiss series, but it's gonna be horror. So like, how? I'm in. I am gonna throw all my money at that book because yes, 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 yes. Number 5 is your biggest disappointment so far of 2017, and I chose Looking for Alaska by John Green. This book wasn't bad per se, and it's not as if I didn't enjoy it. I'm pretty sure I gave it like 4 stars or something like that. It was just, you know, not everything I hoped it would be and more. A lot of people say this is their favorite John Green novel, and it just kind of got boring at times for me, and I think I'm John Green jaded. You know, I've read most of his other books, and so this didn't really stand out from the rest of them because a lot of his books are very, very, very similar. And I really just didn't connect with the characters the way that I wanted to. I read this book after Heartless, and yet the characters from Heartless still stick with me, and the characters from this book did not. So this just didn't worm its way into my heart the way that some other books did, and I really expected it to. I expected to be blown away by it. Question 6 is biggest surprise so far of 2017, and I'm going with Aftercare Instructions by Bonnie Pipkin. I'm pretty sure this was released sometime in June. It was very recent. I got an electronic ARC from NetGalley, and I started it kind of like tentatively, like I was like, I don't really want to read this. I don't know why I requested it, and then I read it, and it just blew my mind. It was incredible. It's about this girl who gets pregnant and has an abortion. Her boyfriend leaves her during the procedure. He was supposed to be waiting in the waiting room, but when she gets out of her procedure, he's gone. It's told in a really interesting format, so parts of the book are told in like a play format because it's also got theater aspects to it. The part with the play formatting shows us how the main girl and her boyfriend fell in love and how they ended up where they're at when the book opens, and then the regular formatting part shows the after and how she grows and develops after he's left her, and then it all collides, and it's really just wonderful. It's so complex, it's so great. It just made, oh yeah. It's got a grittier, darker feel to it. Not too gritty or too dark, but it definitely has that darker edge to it. And if you're into those kind of contemporary books, I highly recommend this book. I think it was wonderful. Question number 7 is favorite new author of 2017. And while I've discovered a couple really great authors that I really like, I say the win goes to Stephanie Garber for Caraval, which I literally finished last night. I am in love. This book was incredible, and I'm going to talk about it more in my wrap-up, but just know that this is this is my second favorite book of the year so far. It was just so amazing. I started it last night not expecting to read that much of it, and then what do you know, 4 a.m. I had to work today, but here I was devouring this book. I could not stop reading. Question number 8 is my favorite, and that is newest fictional crush, and I literally cannot pick one because I just get so many fictional crushes. It's a problem, but so I picked 3. First of which is Ollie from Everything by Nicola Yoon. This partially might be because in the movie he's played by Nick Robinson, and I'm in love with Nick Robinson. I just really love Ollie. I thought he was sweet and he was quirky, and I love some of his little banter. It was good. I liked him. Then we have Julian from Caraval. Throughout most of the book you don't even know if you can trust him, but there's just this like passion in him, and the way he always would do anything for, what's her name, Scarlett. I just was in love with him while I was reading, and I cannot wait till book 2. If book 2 does not have more Julian in it, I'm rioting. And then my final book boyfriend that I chose was none other than the wonderful Jest from Heartless. I love Jest so much. I can't even talk about how much I loved him without getting emotional. That's all I can say. I don't want to talk too much about this because I don't want to give things away, but I just loved Jest. He was great, and I'm so sad that Heartless is a standalone simply because now we can't have more Jest. I wish that Marissa Meyer would release like some short stories about him because I'm obsessed with him. He's one of my #1 book boyfriends in the world right now. Mwah! Question number 9 is for newest favorite character of 2017 so far. And this was hard for me because I tend to just like most of the characters that I read. I don't know. I guess I just fall too easily for fictional characters, you know. I didn't think too hard about secondary characters, so I guess I should have considered that. But I ended up choosing Catherine from Heartless, and now I'm thinking about it, I probably could have chosen like Hada or something. Or from Heartless. Somebody from Heartless, because all the characters in this book are freaking phenomenal. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this book, if you can't tell. Best book of the year so far! Woot woot! And for number 10, which is a book that made me cry, I also chose Heartless. But if I'm being honest, I'm a stupid, ugly baby, and I cry all the time when I'm reading, so there are several books that made me cry so far, but this one just made me sob. This wasn't crying, this was sobbing, this was bawling, this was wailing. I was devastated by this book, so that's why I chose this. I think this is the final time I've picked this for an answer. Who knows? Question 11 is a book that made you happy, and I chose 2, and that is Geekerella by Ashley Poston and Noteworthy by Riley Redgate. These were both just fun, happy-making books. That's all there is to it. The endings left me smiling and just feeling good about life. I'll link my reviews down below. In fact, I'll link any reviews that I have for any of these books down below so you can check those out. Question 12 is favorite book to film adaptation. And I think by default it goes to Everything Everything. Because I don't know that I've watched other book to film adaptations. I watched 13 Reasons Why. I mean, that was pretty good. I think that's about it, though, that I've actually read the book and seen the film. That is, of course. Question 13 is for the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. And this question is always so hickin' hard for me because all my babies are so beautiful, okay? They're my little preciouses, and they're all pretty in their own way. But I chose Caraval because, first of all, the cover is absolutely beautiful. It's just, it feels nice, it's beautiful, and then, like, you know, it's got these pretty pages, and, you know, it's just, it's all so pretty. It's so pretty. It's pretty on the inside too. Like the words that it says are so pretty. Everything is so pretty. Question 14, the final question, is what book do you need to read by the end of the year? And what kind of freaking question is this, okay? There's a lot of books I need to read by the end of the year. So when I narrowed down my options for this question, I just chose books that I own at this moment in time that have been released and that I for sure want to read by the end of the year and will be disappointed in myself if I do not read. The first of which is King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard, which is the third book in the Red Queen series. I'm actually almost halfway through this book, but I kind of just stopped reading it and I don't know when I'm going to pick it up again. But if I don't finish this by the end of the year, I'm going to be mad at myself, okay? It's really weird because the second book, Glass Sword, I'm pretty sure it was my answer to this question last year, and now there's this book. Maybe I don't love this series as much as I thought I did. And then the second book I chose was It by Stephen King. The only reason I haven't started this is because it's big. It's a commitment if I have ever seen one. But I want to read it. It sounds good. The movie looks good. I want to read it. It's just intimidating me, okay? I'm scared. I'm scared of big books, even though I love them, okay? There, I admit it. That's it for the mid-years freak out tags of books, some long title like that. I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching. If you found any sort of entertainment value in what I had to say, feel free to give it a thumbs up and go subscribe to stay updated on when and what I post. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, bye bookish friends.